broadcast from Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, Barclays Center. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. Here with me tonight, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Today's game continues this Brooklyn Nets homestand.
You know, what they've been doing lately is one of the most impressive things we've seen in the NBA season so far. Hard to think of any team that's played better during this current winning streak.
Steve, I don't think there's any end in sight. I mean, with the attitude they're bringing onto the court every night, I mean, that belief and confidence they have in themselves, it's going to take something very special and committed to beat them.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. And small forward and power forward, Gallinari and Fareed. Crossing out there with Iguodala. And it's Kufos in at the 5 spot. And for the Nets, Joe Johnson and Gerald Wallace, the 2 and the 3. Brook Lopez is out there with Evans. And it's Williams at the point guard position. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They defeated the Hornets in their last game.
Well, it was a good win. Ball movement, offensive spacing, efficiency. They were just really solid at that end of the floor.
And when they got hot, they were impossible to cool down. That was the case throughout the game.
The Nuggets making a switch here. McGee's checked in. And here is Williams. Into Brook Lopez. Shoots. Kenneth Fareed grabs the board.
Tough season for Brook Lopez last year, guys. He broke his foot just before the season opener. Needed surgery and missed several months of action. So for a young player looking to take the next step in his progression, that was really a setback. Give it up!
McGee with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And Fareed throws it down.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yep, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
Johnson, the pass to Evans. Into Brook Lopez. That's good. And Brook Lopez actually only ended up playing 5 games last season after that injury.
Yeah, and for big men, you start talking about foot injuries, that can really be an issue. So hopefully it's behind them. Think about all the extra weight and torque that big guys put on their feet. Let's hope Brook Lopez, an outstanding offensive center, is healthy and as productive as he was his first couple of years going forward.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Gallinari. Evans kicks to Johnson. To the middle. Williams. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Looking at Denver, they got their last win against Memphis.
And you might not typically mention blocks as the key to a win, but I think you do in this case. They were really dominant defensively.
Well, when you come up with as many denials as they did, rejections that is, it's impossible not to mention. I mean, it was a great game for them defensively.
And this really is such an interesting time for the Nets because the move to Brooklyn, I think, has elevated the image of that franchise. You know, they used to be the little brothers to the Knicks and playing across the river in New Jersey. But now they basically are sharing the spotlight in the Big Apple. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. 3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
Awesome with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. The shot's good from McGee. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start off the game. Yeah, Nets are now in one of the premier locations, Steve, for any sports franchise, even if it was a short move. And I think, Clark, with that move, the whole mindset has seemingly changed.
Well, you can certainly call them a big market team now, and a lot of free agents will probably be interested in signing there. So definitely they've got a working advantage in their favor now.
Chandler. Iguodala's drive. Drops in the layup for 2. Iguodala's got 5. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, good one here, guys. This is going to be fun to watch. 2 evenly matched teams, both teams playing hard.
Williams dishes to Lopez. Nice D from Chandler. Denver in the lead. This is their second meeting of the year against this Nets team. Cannot hit.
Got a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Evans, guarded by McGee. Kicks to Wallace. Timeout called, the Nets.
You know, you talk about scoring point guards versus passing ones. I think Darren Williams gives you both. He's one of the league leaders, both in points and assists. So you can bet he's basically the focal point of every team scouting report defensively.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. When we talked about what they'll try to do on defense, he told me they're going to have to do everything they can to neutralize their opponent's high flyers, saying, quote, "We can't play above the rim like these guys, so we'll have to do our best to keep them away from the hoop." Gentlemen, easier said than done.
All right, Doris. Chris Humphries is checked in for Lopez. That's Blash in for Reggie Evans. And Denver also making a switch. Gallinari's checked in. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
The base tip is up in your face level. Don't do no press, but I get the most press, kid. Plus your mop make your good look like precious. Something about Mary, she gone off that. Now the whole party is melting like Dolly. That everybody is moving their body. Don't sell me apartment, I move in the lobby. Most rappers loyal just to feel important. You gon' see lawyers and lawyers enjoy. My campaign, cool color of mayonnaise.
There we go, fans. That was your next dancer. Give it up.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played.
Defense.
And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Humphries the pass to Williams. He passes to Wallace. Back to Williams. 5 on the clock. Watch. Kenneth Fareed grabs the board.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Well, this is the first full season of the post-Carmelo era in Denver, and it looks to me like the Nuggets are going to be just fine. They've got a collection of talent. Maybe not superstar talent, but a lot of very, very good players.
Iguodala with the bucket.
He is always so in control, guys, even when he's going hard to the hoop. Very skilled finisher.
Johnson with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Williams kicks to Humphries, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And you don't need an elite superstar to be a factor in the league, and Denver is just a team that has collected talent. And by virtue of the trade Steve was just going to talking about, very, very deep.
Yeah, I like that approach. Naturally, you would love to have a superstar, and if they want to get to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the league, they might have to add one. But right now, they've shown they can compete with the talent they have.
Lawson sets a screen for Iguodala. Reverses. That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Iguodala.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Anthony Randolph, he's checked in for Kenneth Fareed. Johnson outside. Second chance shot. Here's Bletch. And it bites. They get one to fall.
Shooting for Brooklyn.
He was not to be denied that time, guys. Fought his way to the glass and came up with the points.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, he's right there at about 71% from the line this season. Probably somewhere below where he'd like to be.
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
Here's Wallace. McGee with the block. Nuggets have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. McGee is screen on Williams. And the foul on Anthony Randolph. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call, went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
Timeout call, the Nets.
Well, this team in Denver is really built around the haul that they got for Carmelo Anthony in their trade with New York. Good group of players, a lot of young talent. They can build around these guys for a long time.
Evans, he's checked in for Andre Bletch. Wilson Chandler's checked in for the Nuggets. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
You know, this is a guy who's been exposed to the glitter and the glamour off the court. You know all about that story. But on the court, his game is really blue-collar. He's a rebounder. He's a runner in transition. And very physical around the rim.
Yeah, great rebounder, tough inside. His activity has really made him so valuable. Williams gets a screen from Wallace. Williams dishes to Wallace. Nice D from Chandler.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Both these teams really fighting hard here. This is an impressive matchup.
Yeah, not much separation able to be created either way, and I really marvel at the effort being expended by both of these teams.
Stolen by McGee. Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game for the first two. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And from what we've been watching, guys, with the Nuggets, what are you seeing out there?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Wilson Chandler out there with Randall. And there's Iguodala. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Russell in at the one. Keith Bogans, he's checked in for the Nets. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Alinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. No good from Lawson.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Not much in the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Now let's jump over to the 2K leaderboard to get an idea of which big men have been this season's most elite low-post scoring threats. Brook Lopez third.
You know, that's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. Game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Yeah, it's almost like you've got to pick your poison. Either you leave other areas of the floor open and put some extra bodies down low, or you risk one of these guys running wild.
Iguodala with the steal. Lawson kicks to McGee. Here's Faried. Hangs, and in he goes for the easy two. McGee's got his second bucket of the night.
Now, Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
The shot by Williams, no good.
Really good defense there, forcing that double clutch shot.
Up with it. And there's Lopez. That's good on the assist by Johnson.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by.
With the move to Brooklyn now complete, we can look back at how the Nets fared in terms of playoff appearances during their time in New Jersey. They did a decent job of getting to the playoff while in New Jersey.
It was hard, Steve, when the Nets were in the ABA. They won the 3 titles in 5 years, but the New Jersey version just didn't have that same success.
Well, the best years for the Nets were probably when Jason Kidd was running the show back a few years ago. They made the finals in consecutive years. But now it's a chance to start new in Brooklyn, start something special. And they're going to bank on this new venue, new location to try to jumpstart their franchise.
Hogan skates over the watch. And strong with the one-handed jam. Clark and Steve, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
Yeah, how about that last lead change, guys? That's number 7 for the game.
And Lawson, here we go. Fareed the pass to Kufis. Iguodala kicks to Gallinari. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Gallinari's got 7 points.
Well, the thing about Andre Iguodala is that he's always been one of the best finishers in the NBA. The question is that three-point shot. Can he be more consistent with it? It's just hit or miss, literally, with him. But last year was his best three-point shooting season of his career. So he's started to make some strides in that area.
Second chance effort. And it's Kufis missing. The Nets with the lead. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this one. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
You know, that Atlanta game has a lot of attention on it. And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
And it's funny going back to Iguodala. I remember hearing analysts say if he gets that outside shot, he's a surefire all-star. Because he does everything else so well.
And there you go, Kevin. Last season, a first-time All-Star, and he did shoot it a little better from the perimeter. Everything seemed to come together for him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Chris Humphries has checked in for Lopez. Wallace comes in for Keith Bogans. Marshawn Brooks is checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Watson in for Darren Williams. No good from Lawson.
He hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Watson dishes to Humphries. Dishes it down.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
No, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
Just like they drew it up, fella.
Nets leading by 3. It's Brooks on the wing. From outside the arc. But he stays with it. With the lead pass. Out to Wallace. Back to Humphries. The feed to Watson. Now Humphries inside. And here comes Watson. Leading the fast break. Oh!
How about that basketball, man? Wow.
And that look right there on Clark says it all.
He's not alone, Kevin. Well, that was just mean right there.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Brewer comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Ty Lawson. Brooks, the pass to Humphries. Brooks, covered by Brewer. Humphries sets a pick for Brooks. Just 5 on the clock. Black. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Well, the big fella's showing us a little explosiveness for a change.
Well, maybe Clark is working on his dunk skills because he looked perfectly at home right there.
Yeah, sometimes he can climb those, so I'm glad to see him get that one down.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Wallace misses. The Nuggets trail by 3.
They're winding down. They're going to go for the last shot here.
Yeah, I like the recognition there. They're going to play for the last shot, just as you said.
Attacking the paint again and again.
You know, they're getting whatever they want. I mean, 8 straight points coming inside.
Now Watson, averaging 6 points per contest. Wallace with a screen on Miller. Here's Watson, and he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. Close game as we wrap up 33.
The Nets, 32.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. One of the stories here, Andre Blatche getting it done today.
It's been nothing but positive for this team. The way he's been really selective with his shot making. Very unselfish. I think this has been an efficient performance for him.
I agree with you, Steve. Very few questionable decisions, if any, from him, as he has always looked for the best shot every trip down the floor. I mean, I like the fact that he's judicious in his approach.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Marshawn Brooks and Gerald Wallace, the two wings. Evans is out there with Humphries. And it's Watson in at the 1 spot.
You know, with the altitude in Denver, a lot of Nuggets teams over the years have been built with speed in mind. And it makes sense because you come in as an opponent and you have to play against a team that gets up and down the floor. That's not easy.
Joe Johnson just checked in for Marshawn Brooks.
Well, when he came out of college, the one thing you knew with Kenneth Reed was he was going to give you a lot of hustle. Great rebounder at Morehead State, and he brought that into the league with him. He attacks the ball, he attacks the glass, plays hard on every possession.
That's just the kind of player he is. It's in his nature. You can't help but hustle on your miss shots. He's willing to battle for rebounds and loose balls with anybody. There's no backing down with Fareed. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Stevie talked about the altitude. For anyone that hasn't been to Denver, watching the broadcast, you definitely feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it. And you look at how the Nuggets have fared at home over the years. They always play well at home. They've had good teams, but the altitude is a part of that as well.
Shooting!
The Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Now, collectively, this is a 73% free throw shooting team.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Andre Blatche, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And Denver also making a switch. Chandler's checked in. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
The Nuggets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out.
Defensive foul.
Well, Wilson Chandler's a good outside shooter. Not great, but a two-way player. He can do a lot of things for you defensively, and he can also rebound and score.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
And Lawson with the drive. There's the pass to McGee. And there's the 3-second violation.
Brooklyn ball.
Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. Look at the Heat. And, of course, there's the Nets, tied right now. Watson kicks over to Watch. Feeds it to Watson. The Nets working the ball around now. Lopez dishes to Blatche. Rebound by the Nuggets. McGee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And you know what, fellas, as much as Chandler brings to the table, if he became an even better shooter, I think he could be scary good offensively.
Boy, these teams really battling it out. This is a great game.
Bag full of lead changes. This has been fun to watch.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And, Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, Take everything you can get in there.
And Denver has possession, following the bucket by the Nets. Iguodala with it, guarded now by Joe Wallace. And Lawson, here we go. Over Watson. Tips it back in. Fareed's got 12 points in the game.
You know, as tight as this game is, you have to like their chances the way they've been rebounding.
They have a pretty good margin in that department, so they've got to continue to hit the boards hard, and it'll pay off for them in the end.
In the pass to McGee. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got his 7th assist in the game. Brooklyn making some changes. Reggie Evans, he's checked in for Blatch. Hogans comes in for Gerald Wallace. And Darren Williams is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Denver also making some changes. Mozgov comes in for JaVale McGee. And it's Gallinari in for Wilson Chandler. Evans outside. Pass to Williams. They set the pick. Back to Evans. Picked away. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
That's turning good defense into quick offense, Clark.
And that's the way to operate. Get up the court quickly. Don't waste any time. Whenever you have a chance to go fast. You know, when the Nets made the trade for Darren Williams a few seasons ago, Kevin, they were thought to have made a steal of a deal.
You're right.
But you look at the haul they gave up.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
A breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy. And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively, you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some point, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Williams kicks to Humphries. Jams it straight down.
And that's exactly what you call a high percentage hooper there.
Sure is.
A one-handed throwdown. Gotta love it.
Lawson gets the screen from Gallinari. No good from Lawson.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Really poor decision on that pass.
The Nets making a switch here. Blatch is checked in. And a switch here also for Denver. JaVale McGee is checked in for Kenneth Fareed. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Denver right now is a collection of very good players, but they don't have a star anymore now that Carmelo is gone. You always wonder how a team is going to fare, particularly in the playoffs, when they don't have one guy who they can go to for a basket or a trip to the free throw line.
Denver also making some changes. Randolph comes in for Kufis, and Andre Miller is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Well, as good as Denver might be, as you were saying, Steve, you do need to have that go-to player to get, some good points in crunch time. Clark, you've already alluded to that.
Really, Kevin, if you look around the league, that's what separates good teams from great teams. Having that one superstar that you can lean on and everything else is on the line. The one player that can go get your basket when you need it.
And that one's good. And that's now 6 points for Darren Williams.
Well, good job finding a little opening in the defense and burying the jumper.
Here's Iguodala. And a miss there on the triple. Now Wallace. Averaging 8 points a game. This is it to Johnson. And he lays it straight in. Now just a 2-point Nugget lead.
Boy, Boy, both teams showing a lot of hustle, Clark.
Steve, especially since halftime. I mean, they're flying around out there, giving up a lot of energy and putting together a pretty good show.
Here's Humphries, and it's all evened up. Humphries has got 9.
Excellent find there on that inbound. Really good execution.
The Nets have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
Hangs in the air, and he lays it up and in. Humphries has got 7 points for the quarter. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither. Nets leading by 3. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with. Randolph is out there. Gallinari. It's Andre Miller. And there's Iguodala. And it's McGee in at the 5 down low. This ball boomer by Brooklyn. Takes it up. And blocks with the basket on the assist by Johnson. Watch has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Nets. Miller dishes to Iguodala. An emphatic LU jam.
What a game. This is really fun to watch.
And when games are tight like this, I mean, success or failure can really turn on small details and 1 or 2 plays.
Watch the pass to Walls. Shot's good.
No question, they're trying to pound the ball inside. That's 5 straight hoops inside.
And if the D won't stop it, keep at it. I mean, those are the kind of looks you want all day long.
Brook Lopez is checked in for the Nets. And a switcher also for Denver. Lawson's checked in. And Gallinari kicks to Iguodala. Lawson outside. From downtown, Brooklyn with the rebound. Now here's Williams. Blatch dishes to Wallace. Rebound by the Nuggets. Gallinari's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And that's a foul called on Andre Blatch. That's foul number 2 for him. And Lawson with the drive.
He hasn't been able to make anything here in the second half.
And it's been a tough game for him offensively.
This has been a game for him to forget. So far, anyway. We'll see if he can pick it up. His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting.
On the left block, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Nets leading by 7. Outside Williams. Wallace outside. Another shot. And Lopez with a nice bucket inside.
He will fight you down low, guys. Really battles in there. He comes up with a lot of second chance buckets.
Lawson with it. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Gets it to go. Just over 2.5 minutes play now here in the final quarter of regulation. Williams with the ball. Now Lawson defending. Williams passes to Blatch. Lopez kicks to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Shoots a fader. The shot is off. And it's Denver the other way. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
Well, I'm anxious to see what ends up happening with that Bulls game. Should be a good one.
To the paint. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Evans comes in for Andre Blatch. And it's Bogans in for Joe Wallace. Denver also making some changes. Rufus checked in for JaVale McGee. Chandler comes in for Gallinari. And Corey Brewers subbed in for Andre Iguodala. Chris Humphries is checked in for Brook Lopez. Took him no time at all on that one. And the Nets lead by 7.
It's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve. And the defense has really been Way too passive for my liking. I think he's just got to compose himself, gather himself. He may be trying a little too hard out there. Let it flow. Let it happen. Don't force it.
Here's Evans. And he slams it in one-handed.
I like that one-handed spike right there.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of those.
And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him. Off the inbound pass. And so he draws the foul on the shot. That trip to the line to shoot 2.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
Denver calls timeout.
Well, just too many easy buckets, in and around the paint. So he wants to put a stop to it. This timeout is going to be used to try to tighten up the defense.
Guys at this level, they won't miss often if you keep giving up looks inside. And they're paying for that right now. Good timeout here.
Look at Joe Johnson. He's really been playing well.
We need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching me.
JaVale McGee comes in for Kufis, and Andre Miller is subbed in for Corey Brewer. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. No surprise, really. The turnover situation was the focus. He told them, listen, we're giving it away, guys. We've got to protect the ball, play within ourselves, and get quality shots.
Come on,
Kevin.
Despite the lead, you can't be content with jump shots. You got to continue to pound the ball inside in the second half.
And I like what I've seen in their free throw attempts because that points out just what you said, Steve. Fewer outside shots and more attacks at the rim. I just heard a little rumble in the background. That was thunder, fellas. He's going to make it rain out here.
Did we really just see that? Someone tell me. Were we seeing things?
It was unreal. I can't believe it either.
Johnson. Good. And it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 5 assists in the game. And Wilson Chandler with the slam.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth. Each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Outside Williams. Johnson sets the screen for Williams. Humphries. How's that for an answer? Back with the dunk.
Taking the ball to the rack. Big moment.
And give an unofficial assist card to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Good ball. That was really the play.
Out to Chandler. That is in there. Wilson with the assist. That's now 8 points for Wilson Chandler. Here's the screen. Williams kicks to Johnson. Takes the lead pass. The kick out to Williams. Humphries with a screen on Lawson. Evans dishes to Bogans. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Open shot, Johnson. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Yeah, this club well on its way to victory. Beautiful offensive execution.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was wire to wire, too, guys. A fantastic job.
Shooting for Brooklyn. Reggie Evans. 2 shots.
And he doesn't get the first one to fall. The Nets making a switch here. Wallace is checked in. Kufis checked in for the Nuggets. No luck that time either. The Nuggets have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. Find a gap in the defense and attack that rim with force.
He is so good at doing just that.
Maybe as good as anybody. Just so athletic and strong.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Evans kicks to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Kicks it out to Evans. It's stolen by Lawson. And now it's Lawson running. He can go all the way. Money!
That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Cough up the ball at one end and get beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
No good. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
Nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez.